mean, that is just crazy. An independent, non-party aligned union leader outraising a GOP incumbent in a U.S. Senate race by 2-1.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Really quick, I wanted to make sure to let y'all know about this guy in Nebraska, Dan Osborne. He's a union leader. He was president of a BCTGM local union who struck against Kellogg's back in 2021 in Nebraska. They were able to preserve 500 good-paying union jobs and fight against concessions and things like this that Kellogg's was asking for. He led that strike to a successful conclusion, and he is now still a union member. He's now a steam fitter, and he is running for U.S. Senate in Nebraska as an independent. Which is really exciting. And there is no Democrat in the race. So it is just independent candidate for U.S. Senate Dan Osborne, current union member, former union leader, against Republican Deb Fischer. And there's been some really, typically, in situations like this, the reaction to that among union folks is, isn't that nice for him? He's going to lose. It's going to be a blowout. But there are a lot of indications that he is a real serious challenger to Deb Fischer. He has already had one poll that had him ahead of Deb Fischer in a head-to-head race by 2 points. And in that poll, when that was just initially, no, you don't know anything else. Are you going to vote for independent Dan Osborne or Republican Deb Fischer? He's ahead of her by 2 points. But once they told the respondents to the poll a little bit about both of their backgrounds and their policy positions, Dan Osborne surged ahead by 15 or 20 points in this poll. So that's really exciting. Another poll came out recently showing him behind Deb Fischer just a couple of points. So again, this is a really interesting race in Nebraska. He also outraised Deb Fischer by 2-1 in the last fundraising cycle. I mean, that is just crazy. An independent, non-party aligned union leader outraising a GOP incumbent in a U.S. Senate race by 2-1. I mean, this is a very interesting race. Obviously we are we're a nonprofit. We're not endorsing anybody, obviously. But this is an interesting race. And if you're in Nebraska, you should look him up. You should look up Deb Fischer, and you should see what you think about both of those folks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the outraising is really significant. Right. I mean, that is interesting. I'm curious to see how it plays out for sure. We did have Osborne on the show during our 32-hour live stream to support striking workers. Appreciated him coming on and his support for that effort. And it was interesting to talk with him. So yeah, definitely a race to keep your eye on.
Absolutely.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.
Which side are you on?